Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, fabulous first grade. Hey, welcome to our PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Hammock, and I'm your first grade PBS teacher, and I'm so happy that you're here with me this morning so that we can practice all the skills to help you be an amazing reader and writer. I was looking at a story that my first graders love, love, love. They're just so silly. Do you like to read silly stories? These two, Elephant and Piggy by Mo Willems. He has a whole series of stories about these two characters, and they are so goofy. They get into all kinds of silliness. So if you like to read silly stories, then you might like I Will Surprise My Friend by the characters Elephant and Piggy by Mo Willems. I hope you'll check that out. We have some schools that have been checking out books. So let's take a look at our 5th place top school for checkouts from the Sora. It is, are you ready? Robinson Elementary School. Way to go, Roadrunners. Wow, you have been on our top 5 chart now for many, many weeks. I'm super proud of you. Way to go. Way to rise up and do your best. All right. Hey, I have only a few letters that I've been sending out books. Would you like an activity book? They are so much fun, especially as the weather's getting colder. Write to me here at the address on your screen so that I can send you one of these fun activity books that you can do. I think you'll really like it, and I love getting letters. Won't you please write to me so I can send you one? I hope so. All right. It's time for us to wake up our brain and get started with a listening game. We're going to train our ears to listen for rhyming words, and then I want you to think of another rhyming word that goes with the words that I tell you. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to tell you 2 words, nice, rice. Do they rhyme? Yes, give it a little clap. All right, so nice, rice, they both say ice. Isn't that how Mr. Dawson does it? So rhyming words have the same ending part. Can you think of a word that rhymes with nice and rice? Maybe something you put on your food? A spice, very good. Let's try a few more. Now this is a little different. I'm going to tell you 3 words, and I want you to tell me the 2 that rhyme. One of them doesn't rhyme, so don't let it trick you. Okay, here we go. You got your listening ears on? All right. Lace, late, pace. Which 2 rhyme? Lace, late, pace. You got it. Good job. Lace and pace rhyme because you want to do it the way Mr. Dawson does? Lace, pace, they both say ace. Good job. Can you think of a word that rhymes with lace and pace? Space. Good job. All right, last one. Are you ready? You're doing really well with these rhyming. We have to identify rhyme and we have to generate it. That means make up a rhyme that goes with it. Scent, lint, lent. Ooh, I tried to get tricky on you. Scent, lint, lent. Scent and lent. Ready to do it? Scent, lent, they both say ent. Good job. Can you think of a word that rhymes with scent and lent? Spent. Very nice. Good job. I heard you. Great job rhyming. Give yourselves a round of applause. You did terrific. All right. it's time for us to practice our fluency. We're going to use our word building cards today because we have some sounds that are not just in our regular alphabet that we've been learning that we need to practice. Are you ready? All right. CH, ch. And TCH says ch. WH, hua. PH, f. Remember that sounds like the F. TH, that's this one, do you remember? F. Good job. SH, sh. Whoops, let me get that one. All right, now we have some ending blends. MP, mp. SK, sk. ST, st. NK, nk. Those are kind of tricky. ND, nd. SN is a beginning blend. Sn. SP, sp. SL, sl. Good job. All right. Today, we're going to be learning something that can be a little bit tricky. We're going to learn about the sound that C and G make, but it's not the regular sound that we're used to. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at my chart here. I have a C and a G. This says C makes the S sound when it is followed by E, I, or Y. Sometimes the letter C sounds like an S. And it's important when we're reading that we know when should I make the K sound for C and when should I make the S sound for C. So I'm going to teach you kind of a rule that you can follow when you're reading. And we'll practice all week long. So C makes the S sound when there's an E, I, or Y right next to it. G makes the J sound. It makes the J sound when there's an E, I, or Y right next to it. So we're going to be practicing that all week long because it's a little bit tricky. All right, so we're going to read some of these words later, but let's get to our chart here because I want you to see this. So here I have my J card because J says J, J, right? But remember, we have these yellow part of our card to help us know how to spell that sound. Sometimes it is just with a J, but sometimes it's D-G-E, G-E, and G-I. This one is not that tricky because if you can remember G-E says the J sound, then you can see the E right next to it and you'll remember. And G-I says the J sound. Over here we have the sun card because these are all the ways that we can spell the S sound with a regular S. But this week we're going to learn about the C-E that says S and the C-I that says S. It's a little tricky, but I know you're going to do well. Let's take a look at these words. This word is the word ice. Ice. Do you see that there's an E right after the C? That tells us that the C is going to make the S sound. This is the word cent. Cent, like it cost me 1 cent. Here is an E right after the C, so that tells me it's going to make the S sound, cent. Here is the G, and it has an E right after that says gem, gem. Here is an I right after the G. That says gist, gist. We wouldn't say gist. And then edge. The D-G-E says the J sound, and we know that because there's an E right after the G. It is a little tricky, isn't it? But we're going to practice all week. You're going to get excellent at it. Let's take a look at some words. We're going to build some words and read some words. Here we have I, and what sound will that make? S. Good. Mice. And remember, that's the silent E at the end that makes the I say I. Mice. Good. Let's change it to one of the words that we were rhyming earlier. Let's do this word. Let's see what this says. Ready? Let's say the sounds. Sp, sp. There's that silent E, so I gotta go here. Sp, I, and then because that E is there, it makes this say the S sound. Sp, ice, spice. Good job. It's really tricky, isn't it? But you're doing a good job. Let's take a look at our reading chart so that we can practice a few of them. Now, I went ahead and underlined where you see the CE or a GE to help us remember to make that soft sound. We call that the soft C and the soft G. So this word says face, lace, nice, place. Let's read the second row. Age, wage, cage, and gem. Good job. I know it's tricky, and if it's really hard for you, remember what we say, we don't give up. We just keep trying because we can do hard things. Let's take a look at our high frequency words for today, or this whole week. All right, we have 6, and we're gonna spell them and read them. I want you to write them if you have something to write with at home. Are you ready? Let me get my pointer. The first word is upon. U-P-O-N, upon. The next word is once. O-N-C-E, once. So, S-O, so. Any, A-N-Y, any. Happy, H-A-P-P-Y, happy. And from, F-R-O-M, from. Very good. All right, I don't know if we'll have time to do all of the sentences, but let's see if we can identify our high frequency words in our sentences. He placed the vase upon the table. Did you hear one? Right, upon. We're used to hearing that in a story, aren't we? It is hot, so I will play inside. Do you see one of our high frequency words? Shout it out. Yes, good job. So, I ran a mile once. What do you think? Good job. Hey, that's all that we have time for today, but I want you to keep reading and practicing and finding those words. And we're gonna come back tomorrow and practice some more, okay? Goodbye now, the clock says we're done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.